Hello, this is Aaron Dobinsky coming to you today from the Chut Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the holy city of Yerushalayim in Israel, under the direction of our beloved rabbi and spiritual guide, Rabbi Shalom Arush. May Hashem bless him always. Moshiach. Now there's a word that'll get your attention. Everybody today is talking about Moshiach. Who is Moshiach? When will Moshiach come? How will we know who he is? What will he do when he gets here? How will the world change when he's here? Well, let's not be so concerned about that. We know the answer to the question. Moshiach will come when Hashem says the time is right. Now, we need to know, we can't, but when will the time be right? The answer is, according to the Rambam, you must expect Moshiach at any time. At any time. Could be tomorrow, could be in a minute, could be next week, could be next year, could be 2 years from now, we don't know. The world is so crazy, it's upside down, it's inside out. They say that's one of the signs that Mashiach is coming. But let's talk about us and what we can contribute to the cause. How do we get Mashiach to come? Well, let's start with the beginning. We get up in the morning, and the very first thing we do is thank Hashem that we woke up. Mo de'ani lefanecha. We thank Hashem. This is a very good way to start the day. Then we get to the point where we start davening. We start to say to Hashem, we thank you, we appreciate you, and we want you to let you know that we know what you do for us every day. And for those of you who just zip through your prayers in the morning, and a lot of us do that sometimes, not meaning to do any affront, etc., we should know what it is we say. And one of the first things we say in the morning when we start davening is, my God, my soul which you have given within me is pure. You created it, you formed it, you breathed it into me, and you preserve it within me. You will eventually take it from me and restore it within me in Olam Haba. So long as the soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Lord my God, God of my fathers, Master of all works, Lord of all souls. Blessed are you, Lord, who restores souls to dead bodies. We have now just given you a description of what Hashem does for us every single day. We show our appreciation for the fact he even gives us a life. That's another good thing. Showing appreciation, gratitude. These are excellent things. And this, within this paragraph, is the best kind of emunah that you can have. Emunah that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what we need to remember. And we need to remember it all the time. Second thing we do is we bind ourselves to the covenant of you shall love your brother as yourself. We love our other people. We love the people around us. All right, I'll be the first to admit there's some of them who make it very difficult sometimes. But that's still our job. It's still what we need to do. And we pledge to do that every single morning before davening. This is a great start to a great day. Why? Well, I'll tell you what my Rav said this weekend. You want to get a father upset? Hate his children. And they're all his children. 7.5 billion people crawling on the face of the earth, and they are all the children of Hashem. How do we love them all? We show them respect. We try to make sure that we are a cohesive group, that we come together. We don't divide between ourselves. Particularly Jews, we don't divide between ourselves. We don't divide between Litvish and Satmar and Hasidim and modern Orthodox and anything else. A Jew is a Jew is a Jew is a Jew, and he is my brother. However he lives his life, he is my brother. I will love him. And it says every Jew is responsible one for the other. There's a commandment. This comes down to us from Hashem. He tells us how to deal with all the other people that he's put on the face of the earth. And he gives us examples as we go through history as to what we need to do and what we need to not do. Now, we had two temples. This is marvelous. Let's not be upset that we don't have one now. We'd love to have one, but let's be thankful for the two that we had. And let's learn from the lessons of what happened to these two temples so that we can now go forward into the future and do the right things instead of the wrong things. Well, one of the temples was destroyed because of sinat chinam, which is hatred for no reason. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, there are some times that people can make it a little bit difficult to love them, but for whatever reason, we cannot hate them. We cannot hate them because this delays the coming of Mashiach. When is Mashiach going to come? This is something you should know. We say it every morning in davening. Every morning we say, just before we do Amidah, you are the first and you are the last, and beside you we have no king, redeemer, or deliverer. A Mashiach. Hashem is the ultimate Mashiach, but he wants each of us to do our own personal corrections. He wants us to make sure that we have our own personal Geula. Before we talk about the great Geula that will engulf the entire world, we have work to do personally, each and every one of us. And then the proof is, if you did not have it to do, you would not be standing on the face of the earth anymore. You would have gone on already to something much better, much more profound. We know now that the important thing is we have to love each other, we have to help each other. Throwing rocks at each other, that doesn't work. Calling each other names, that doesn't work. And my father used to always say, if you have nothing good to say about someone, then say nothing at all. And being as I'm told that we only have a limited amount of words that we're allowed to say while we are on this planet, keep your words close to you. Be careful in what you say. If you can't think of something good to say nothing at all. Never show a lack of gratitude for anything that has helped you to arrive at where you are today. Your parents, your siblings, family, friends, Hashem. All of these things make you who you are today. But one of the most disturbing things these days, and something we really have to be careful of, is one of the temples was destroyed because of idol worship. I know. You don't see idols anywhere hardly anymore. You don't see statues of people bow down and burn incense in front of them, bring sacrifices to, etc., etc. You do not see idols in the traditional sense of the word. But idols are everywhere today. Everywhere, my friends, and we need to be very careful of them because without even knowing it, we can drift from where we are to where we're not supposed to be anymore. And one of the biggest idols today is gold. The golden calf, the Chet HaEgel. It's gold, it's money. You become not who you are, but what you have. I have a Mercedes. I have a nice home in a very expensive district. I have money in the bank. I can do whatever I want. I can buy whatever I'd like. It doesn't work. It's not good for you, and I'll give you proof. Because it was for a while how I lived my life. I lived my life, whatever I wanted to buy, I bought it for myself. And I was so happy with that at times it took me away from the reason I was able to do that. And the reason I was able to do that was, once again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He decides what you make. He decides what you earn. Let me ask you a question. We talked about Parshat Haman this last week. Parshat Haman, we were told, go out and collect man for the day. Don't collect for tomorrow, just collect for the day. Well, why not collect for tomorrow? It's here, it's sitting there, why not just grab some? Because you were told not to do it. It shows a lack of emunah. If Hashem tells you, take what you need today, tomorrow I'll provide for you tomorrow. The next day, I'll provide for you the next day, and so on and so forth until Shabbat, when you will take a double portion. Why? Because I will not provide for you on Shabbat, because no one works on Shabbat. Well, let me ask you, my friends. If Hashem gave you the guarantee He would provide you with all your needs, would it matter to you what you had in the bank, what home you lived in, etc., etc.? I think for most of you, I could answer that question and say, no, it really wouldn't matter. If I knew for a fact, But you do know for a fact. How do you know for a fact? Because Hashem gave you His word, and His word is golden. You don't have to have the other gold. You need His gold. He makes sure that you have what you need. It may not be everything you want, but that may come with time. What you need to worry about today is, do I have what I need? You know, the Noam Elimelech used to make sure before he went to bed at night that all the money in his house was spent. There was not a penny in his house. Why? Because this, he felt, was the only way he could show his complete and total emunah on the fact that Hashem would again, tomorrow, provide for him like He provided for him today. Well, Torah teaches us from the destruction of the temple, we can't hate people, and we can't worship anyone other than Hashem. These things need to be paramount. They need to be foremost in our thoughts when we think, what can we do to bring Mashiach? What can we say to bring HaMashiach? Remember, we have Hashem who tells us right here, He's the Mashiach, but there will be an earthly one as well, and He will bring him. And many of the Ravs say He's here already and just waiting to be revealed. So what do we need to do to reveal Him? We need to do the same thing we just talked about. We need to make sure that we finish our own personal Geula. We need to make sure that we are right, that in our hearts and our souls and our minds and our brains, in every fiber of our being, we understand everything comes from Hashem. Everything comes from Hashem. And if we keep that faith in our minds and remember that the gold of this world and the baubles of this world and all things of the world that we find so precious are nothing more than an extra gift, icing on the cake beyond what Hashem gives us, which is the cake, every day of our lives. And we say thank you every day of our lives. And we show Hashem's children that we love them and we are not cruel to them, we are not mean to them. We do not call them names. We do not throw rocks at them. We do not do anything to harm them. We do all this, and we'll all bring Mashiach and the building of the third Beit HaMikdash speedily and in our days. Amen.